Hello and welcome to Creatives Like Us, a podcast where we open up conversations about what it really means to build a creative career when you're black or brown. I'm your host, brand and marketing graphic designer, Angela Lyons. In my guest episodes, I sit down with creatives who are out there doing the work, navigating the industries, and proving that there's space for all of us. Because the more we share, the more we see our stories out there, and the more we see ourselves reflected, and the more we realise we're not alone in this. Okay then, are you ready? Let's dive into today's episode. Hello, and hello, Rob. Thank you for joining me today at Creatives Like Us. And where are we? We're in
We're in Burnt Faith Distillery here in Walthamstow. It is Walthamstow, isn't it?
It's Walthamstow, yeah. I know we're on the borders of we're at Black Horse Road area, but yeah, it's still part of Walthamstow.
Yeah. To have a brandy distillery in Walthamstow is a little bit unusual, but Simon is a creative genius, and he allowed us to have this space. It's called Burnt Faith actually because it used to be a church. Yeah, it used to be a church. So there's a burning technique to make the brandy, and so it's put faith and burnt faith. So that's why it's the name.
What a great name and good history. I'll have to look that up. Brilliant. Oh, so anyway, you've told us about Burnt Faith.
Yes.
So tell us who you are and where you are in the world and what you do, what type of creative you are.
Okay, yeah. So my name's Rob Ellison. I'm originally from the West Midlands, a place called Walsall, which is in between Birmingham and Wolverhampton. And there we are, a little town there in the centre. Creativity. Well, I've done a lot of things, I suppose. Growing up, I lived with my godmother, who was a very older God-fearing person. And so she dragged me to church whenever she could have the opportunity. And one day, there was a drum kit there. And young 9-year-old, 10-year-old me was like, "Oh, what's that in the corner? What's going on? That seems very interesting." So my cousin Lance at the time said to me, "Oh, do you want to play?" And then I got on there and played, understood it straight away. And that was it. I was hooked.
Serious?
Yeah, I was hooked. Played in the church and things like that. Then later on, played in bands, went to college. When I left school, did music and stuff. And so a friend of mine who was a photographer in the kind of mid-late 90s, he was at the same college as me. He came to London and he was looking for Days magazine, doing these big photo shoots and everything. And he said, "Oh yeah, come up. You know, you can be in a band and it's going to be really, really great." And
the London life.
The London life. He sold it to me. I don't know if he was the mayor at the time, but he sold it to me. And so, I came and things didn't quite go as they will, but they went off in a very, very different direction. But I'm still here. And now I'm doing drink history magazine called Tonic. So but I suppose we'll get into all the stuff that happened in the middle. But it's a very, very creative journey.
Yeah. And it's nice that we're here in the distillery. So it's like links up to the magazine and what you do now.
Yes.
We've got lovely Benita here with us too. If she wants to say hello. She's waiting. And I'm just going to say that we're actually, as we said, in the distillery. So there's going to be some background noise. We'll hopefully edit some of that out. But if that's what you hear in the background, it's part of the scenery and setting the scene of where we are. So we're talking about magazines.
Yes.
I love magazines, you know that, don't you? And I think we met through Sophie and Freelance Magazine.
Yeah, it's Sophie Cross, Freelancer Magazine. Yeah, and watching her journey, setting that up, and met you through that.
Yeah, and she said that you had a magazine, and I was like, what magazine? A magazine on alcohol? There can't be. But there's a magazine for everything, isn't there? Yeah. So tell us a bit more about the magazine.
Yeah, so Tonic magazine, at the time, I say at the time, I still am, we're working with a lot of travel writers, travel PRs, and they would go away, to these places all around the world to write about them. And they'd always come back with some kind of spectacular story about how you go to this little town in Spain and wine would be coming up out of the fountains instead of water, and you know,
That sounds like a dream.
That sounds like a adult Willy Wonka's dream. Yeah, and all of these kind of fantastic stories, but they never were able to place them anywhere because the outlets that just be more interested in, 10 things to do in, this place or something that was a little bit more traditional than these fantastic stories about, the making and the production of drinks in industrial estate in Walthamstow. But we thought to ourselves, no, we feel that there is really something behind this. And we do think that the general public would really be interested in it. So, and we thought, yeah, if we could put it in print, long form, evergreen, beautiful stories, then we feel that, with the passion for creativity, we feel that something, and that's where Tonic was born.
Brilliant. And I love the photography. You're saying that it's like long form, but actually the photography too sells it. And obviously you've got words and everything, but when you actually have the words and put the pictures in, and it's such a beautiful magazine. It's like, and it's thick, and it's like, it's substantial. It's like a coffee table book.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I say to people, it's a magazine, and they kind of like, oh, yeah. And then I show it them and I say, you shouldn't call it a magazine.
Yeah.
That's not a magazine. Look at it, it's big, substantial, you could smell, you could, and, also with, I have to say, with my musical roots as well, it has a playlist with it, so.
I was going to come on to that, because it's got a Spotify playlist.
Yes.
And every issue has got a Spotify playlist, which is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it also when you tag people on Instagram, you'll always find a song for them.
Yes.
And, I love that. So your musical connections all coming through, all your creativity's coming through.
Yeah, so all my little creative bits that I've just kind of picked up along the way, I've found a way to, pun intended, I found a way to distill it all into one thing. Good pun. Into one thing.
Yeah, cool. And what issue are you now on, Tonic?
We are now on issue 8.
I'm going to introduce Benita, and I've mentioned her twice now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to tell people about Benita?
Yes. Well, Benita is my long-suffering wife and also my creative muse.
And also your makeup artist.
Yeah, it's also my makeup artist.
She fixed up your hair before it came on.
She fixed up my hair before it came on. She chose this spot to record. So there's all sorts of, there's nothing that she can't do. She's on Instagram. Little might look her up. You can hire her. For all of your jobs. Our job woman. And so she's kind of the creative force behind me, really. Very good to keep me in check on one hand when I kind of run off with kind of things, but also at the same time, I think very good in terms of giving me confidence to do things. Mm-hmm. Growing up sometimes, especially at my generation, my time of point of things, growing up, sometimes you were told, be careful, don't fly past your nest, don't, just certain things, stay in your lane. Things like that. And so that would sometimes, when you wanted to do things kind of...
Especially something different, especially arty or creative.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, be careful, watch out.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes having her by my side, it kind of gave me that confidence that you'd say something and then, she'd be like, okay, then, so let's check out how we can do that. And like, what? Well, there's no... yeah, okay, let's go.
Great team.
Yeah. So, we're... so I think we make a good team, the A-team.
The A-team.
Yeah, the A-team, yeah.
The R&B team.
The R&B team. There we go. Do you hear that? They make beautiful music, the R&B team.
Yeah, make beautiful music together, yeah.
So I was going to ask about, so you've got the magazine, you've got the Spotify playlist. And I was going to say, also, you kind of branch out into events. I know when you launched the magazines, you do a bit of event work and also you do fairs. Is that right?
Yeah. So, I mean, with, so like I say, the sort of, all the other jobs that we've kind of done over the past 2 decades. I can't believe it. I don't look that old, surely.
What, the magazine's been going?
No, that's how long we've been. No, that's how long we've been doing events with tourist boards and all of that. It came natural that thing to kind of say, okay, yeah, we got a magazine, but do we need to have something a little bit more around it, something that can kind of highlight the magazine and highlight print in general? Mm-hmm. And so I think having a drinks magazine is good because, where better to have events than, in distilleries or in cocktail bars, to help solidify the community. Because I feel like with indie magazines in particular, as you will know from Freelancer, is that community is kind of key.
It is key, isn't it? It's keeping it alive, because otherwise it won't survive.
Yeah.
You need the people around you, especially the magazines, and bigging them up, promoting them, and just, they're the ones that support you, and you support them.
Yeah.
It's
And there is something about it that, I can talk to subscribers and say, oh, it's not, it's going to be a week late, or it's going to be, and they'll be like, don't worry about it. It's a totally different, I think, sort of scenario and group when you're small, because they really do support you and they really, really want you to do well. So we do that. And then, I was sitting on top of that. Indie, let's be honest, it does have issues in terms of distribution, getting the word out there just to the people on the street.
Yeah.
Marketing. A lot of marketing.
And finances.
Yeah, finances. You can boost your post, that's fine, but does that generate anything back? And so I thought, if there was an opportunity to get spaces where as many indie publishers as possible could, take a table, come free of charge to sell their magazines. You give them a chance to get some income. And plus also just for, the general public to kind of go, something, print's not dead. And there's some...
I've seen my badge.
Yeah, print's not dead. There you go. He gave me the cue. The one that you came to was just so good to not only, meeting some of the general public, but also at the same time talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Swapping ideas. Yeah.
Find out what's going on and what they're up to.
Yeah.
And like, even down to papers. I was looking at some people's papers. I was like, oh, what's this? I've never seen this one before. Sorry, a bit paper geek.
Yeah. You got to be a paper geek. You've got to be a paper geek. So so we really want to expand the fairs as well and get places. So if anybody's watching this and you have a space for us, please.
What's your ideal space?
Ideal space? Something? I would actually like to have it in the British Library.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Have you approached them?
I'm trying to at the moment, but they seem unresponsive. And also, we used to do events before for somebody else at the Royal Geographical Society. Again, a place that's got big maps, some of the oldest maps
in the world,
ever, in the world, and things like that. I just think, just to have that backdrop, with the garden, and the garden looks at Royal Albert Hall and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, that would be something like that. That kind of links to print and paper and history.
Library. I know some of my friends have done. I know one friend in particular. She does evenings there. She's a lawyer, and she does not workshops. Suppose like she has panel talking.
Yeah.
But she normally has quite a lot of. She's in there like every month.
Ooh,
so I wonder if there's an in there maybe on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Touch.
Definitely.
I don't know how they work it, but she's there, and I'm like, because I got to speak on a panel there. And I was like, oh my god, I'm in the British Library.
That's it
this
now.
is fancy for my CV.
That's it now, Lady Ange.
Well, I used to live in Leighton, and my mates used to call me Lady of Leighton.
Oh, okay.
And I also have been known to be called Mrs. Lyons, not Lyons.
Yeah, Lyons.
So I'm going back to like your days of London and coming back. There was obviously somebody there that said to you, "Let's do this and let's try and you come down," and then it's a whole change of direction for you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, anybody else in your life that's been a catalyst connection that said, and your life has completely changed, or
influenced you? Yeah, it was mad because where I'm from, like I say, it's a small town. It was, factories and all of that sort of stuff. And when I was a kid, you just, dream of being in London. And me and my brother, we used to watch, was it Wish You Were Here with Judith Charles? Yeah. And John Carter and those sorts of things. And we watched like that. And then they say the price at the end. And we were like,
Oh my God, I remember those programs. It's like, you just think, who the bloody hell's going to afford that?
That's the price of a house back in those days. And they just really just roll off their tongue. Like,
Gave us aspirations.
Yeah, it gave us aspirations. Like, oh my God, I can't afford that, Nobody really went on big holidays abroad back when I was,
What funny, I was talking to my sister about this yesterday. When we talk about family holidays, we went back home.
Yeah.
It wasn't like no beach holiday. No. My friends were like going to Spain or that. We were like, we'll just go. I know obviously my back home is St. Lucia and it's nice, but I was like staying at family's home in St. Lucia.
There was no Mai Tais and all that. Yeah. And so, when, Jermaine, the guy who was working for, Days at the time, he told me to come down, met the lady behind the camera there. And that's what happened. And, she gave me the confidence to kind of do things. And I was like, I think London had given me a few hits as well. So I was like, oh no. And she was like, no, really push, really go. And so, first of all that, Benita, and then, pushed me to go and do this event for these travel writers. And, the person who was in charge at the time was John Carter from Wish You Were Here. And so it was like,
serious?
And so I'd go and he was there and he just was like, oh, hello, old boy. Oh, come on. And I'm like, oh, is he talking? And at that time I'd walk into a room and I'd be like a mouse, kind of stick to the edges. Don't. And, over time, right up to this very day, he's somebody who, he doesn't actually give any sort of advice, but the fact that I've been able to spend a lot of time with him, go on buses and, and in countries, and he'd just tell me all of these kind of stories. And I could say things to, and he'd just be like, oh, yeah, you should do that. Oh, I was thinking about you the other day. And he writes me handwritten letters and he sends me stuff. Yeah, it's just weird to kind of, this was a guy that I looked up to and now he's like always.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So somebody saw on TV you actually working with and got to
so it's that sort of, it's like, and just to give that sort of energy to just like, you can. Yeah, you can. We'll just walk, well, let me just see if I can. Do you mind if I can do that? Yeah. What is the worst that could happen? They tell you no.
They say no. Yeah.
He didn't fall apart into a pool of water. he just moved on to the next thing. Okay, so that's off the table. Let's just, and so I think people like him as well.
Wow, that's cool. They're cool connections. Very cool connections.
Actually, I did actually have a chance to, I don't speak to her that much anymore, but Judith Chalmers, I did have a chance to speak to quite a lot back in the day. And it was always, but we had a different relationship. When she phoned, I'd stand to attention. I don't know why. I'd phone her up and she'd go, oh, Robert. She'd go, yeah, Judy here. Oh. Like, why am I?
She was the voice of authority.
Yeah. I look around. Oh, I've still got my pajamas on. Oh, sorry. Oh. But like, why am I doing that? It's a bit odd. But but those guys would definitely put me in a different frame of mind.
Yeah. Brilliant. So thinking about the future and what's happening, next projects, what are you up to next?
One of the things, I mean, the magazine we started it up and then a little thing called COVID happened. I don't know if you knew about that.
Yeah, briefly heard about that.
And so that knocked us completely off track. But one of the things that we did talk about doing was doing tours.
Tours with a magazine or?
So for subscribers or anybody that wants to get involved, we could do tours of, say, for example, this distillery, or
actual tours where you come to this, so you'd organise it and you say, here's an hour and we're going to walk you around and tell you a bit of the history of the place, that sort of thing. Yeah,
that sort of thing. But also I've been talking to, over time, this guy called Daniel, who imports a lot of African rums, whiskies, beers, ciders, gins, about doing something further afield.
Africa, maybe?
Yeah. So to go to Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe.
Nice.
And doing big tours over there and going to see gin distilleries, whiskey distilleries, cider houses, all the stuff that he's kind of importing to kind of go, this is what they're doing over here. And the sort of African spirit and drinks is really starting to, the tastes and the flavors there is something that's really starting to take off over here. And so getting the chance to go and see them, support and see what they're up to.
Yeah.
That is something which hopefully soon we'll be able to do.
Yeah. Is there an African gin?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's one, there's lots, but there's one called Procera. And that's the Procera, it's named after Procera kind of juniper. And what makes that a different is that usually with gin, they kind of dry it out before they start the process, but juniper, it just goes in like as whole. So it gives it a different sort of body, a different kind of complexion. And everybody in the village is involved in either in, picking the juniper or the different sort of herbs involved to go into it. They make the bottle, they make the caps. So everybody's
involved.
So everybody's involved, and it's all a sort of co-op type of situation that goes on over
and they
there.
get the profits too, hopefully.
Yeah, they get the profits.
Amazing.
Too.
What is your favourite drink?
My favourite drink, unfortunately, is hard liquor. I do like a vodka martini. Yeah, I think that's maybe that's who I am now. That's the new me. The Warsaw Robert has kind of washed away, and Lord Robert of Hackney.
Of Hackney.
Yeah.
Drinking vodka martinis.
Martinis. The day of woodpecker cider is gone. And but I do like a...
Nice.
Yeah, I do like a nice vodka
what about you,
martini.
Benita?
An espresso martini.
Two martinis.
Yeah. What about you? Are you in your rum era, or are you?
No, I don't. I don't like rum.
No.
I don't like any dark spirits, really.
Oh, okay.
I like to drink gin.
Okay.
Like a Tanqueray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very fancy of any other gins or any other names to them, but is it Sipsmith?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. But I like it with a really nice tonic water, actually.
It's the tonic.
It's a tonic that, what's the one? Oh, what are they called? They do different flavours, the elderflowers, the ones, Fever Tree.
Trio.
I think they're the only tonics that I really like.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I used to drink Schweppes, but I'm like, the Walthamstow and just drink.
Yeah. Well, actually, you're saying that we want to have a event at a place called the Thames Distillery, all the way down in Bermondsey. And the guys there who have the distillery and they make gins for different people, one in particular, a guy called Simon Ford, who has got a brand called Ford's Gin, very nice gin. That family has been making gin since 1658.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. So they know a little bit about gin.
They know a little bit.
They know a little bit about it. So I was down there the other day talking to them.
That's marketing, though. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them. So
yes.
It's like, why would I not have heard of them? Is it their marketing or is it?
Well, I think what happened is that obviously over that span of time that a lot of things have happened, and now they make gin for other people.
Oh, right.
So you may have heard of the gins that they make.
Right.
They don't have a brand of their own.
They don't have the brand. I see.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So if you do want a gin, you go to them and they kind of go, what kind of gin? And obviously with all of that knowledge, they kind of go, okay, I can make you this type of gin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of, that's interesting. Like bespoke manufacturing.
Yeah, bespoke gin. So if I ever want one, I'd definitely go to them. And they've just taken somebody on who's from Korea, and she is second generation gin. So she's come over to London and started working those. So there's a real heritage with them.
Like you've got so much knowledge. So much. I'm like, I know you did the magazine, but have you ever thought about writing a book?
Well, but it's kind of interesting because I suppose one thing maybe tied with the question that you're going to ask me, but I'll say it now, is to stay curious. Do you know what I mean? I always like to say, what's going on over there? What are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, oh, Jill, you're doing brandy over here. Oh, you did, and you just, so by doing that, you just kind of pick up all of these, all of these sorts of stories and stuff. So,
I reckon you'd be amazed. That'd be an amazing book. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
And maybe focus it on, I don't know, the UK and how it's spread out to the parts of the world or people influencing here. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. You've got so much knowledge, both of you. It's like, share it.
Yeah. No, we have thought about that, the book or, a YouTube channel, just to go around things that England is a strange place that you just could just walk past something every single day and not know that something really major happened at that, and you just kind of walk past it.
Yeah. Honestly, when I was walking here today, I walked past the bus stop, and I walked again, and I walked again, I thought, I better put my Google Maps on. Then I saw the alleyway down here. I was like, I never knew this alleyway was down here. Yeah. And there's a brewery down here, there's like a distillery down here. So it's so true. It's like so much going on.
Yeah. Like every time up in Mare Street, I always go past on the bus and I look, and there's this house, and it's kind of cordoned off, nothing happened there. And I just kind of think, Guy Fawkes lived there. You know what I mean? Guy Fawkes, and you just kind of think to yourself, you just go past that. And you just don't even bother with it. It's very strange.
Yeah. So it might be leading on to the question. So one of the questions that I like to round up on was, what would you ask your teenage self? Or what advice you'd give them?
Yeah, so like I said, stay curious, always try to, ask questions and find out from people, and don't be, like I said to you before, who would have known that, I would have this sort of relationship with somebody who I thought, I'd never have that, with John Carter and these sorts of people. So don't close yourself off. The other thing I would say as well is have patience. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Too many times I see people, it's not working in, and you've only been doing it for 5 minutes. So plan, say to yourself, especially if I was to go back and think about Tonic now, for example, I think my thought was at the time that I'd make this magazine, I'd make it the best that I could, I'd release it, I'd put it out there, and then the first one would just be so successful that everything would just be great. And looking back now, it doesn't tend to work like that. And so, plan. So I think going back now, what I probably would do is say, okay, I'm going to have enough to make 6 copies, 6 editions, and just work it through. And at each point, I would reevaluate in order. So when it gets to 6, we firmly establish, because it takes time to penetrate the market. There's just so much noise out there. There's just so much noise out there at the moment. Just to think that you can just speak and everybody just stops and listens to you, it doesn't quite work like that. So it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I'm not done with the cliches. There needs to be, your network is your net worth. Yeah. So just really make sure that, you are curious, but also make sure that you have the right type of people around you, build a body of people around that you can ask, you can rely on. They're also going to be truthful with you. If they feel that, maybe that's not working or it's the right thing, they will tell you that, but not in a negative way.
Horrible way.
Yeah, not in a horrible way, but they can, maybe check, and you could maybe check them. But if you build enough of a network around you, you should put you on your way.
People, when you build that network around you, I think that you become that person of influence, then people come to you for advice or, whatever they need. And then that's great in the community, isn't it? Just all helping each other. And you've become the key person of influence.
So don't have the need for
that. Oh, brilliant. Let's see, what time is that?
Can we just do what's time?
29. Oh, that's kind of perfect timing. So have you looked up the questions from before? Because I normally ask the quick fire and 5 questions.
I did see these. This is where I get into trouble. I'm in trouble now.
Maybe I should switch it up for drinks. Just my chocolates.
Oh, my gosh, that is tough. Chocolates.
Beach or forest?
Forest.
Book or Kindle?
Book, yeah.
Reggae or soul?
Reggae.
Patty or a sandwich?
You know, patty. I'm not great with spices though.
Are you not?
Patty, no. No.
Any spice rums? Can you handle them?
I just like regular rum. Yeah. But yeah, I can handle them. Yeah.
You can handle, just not your food.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Or
thank you very much for I feel privileged. Nobody usually wants to speak to me, so it's great.
Of course they do. You've got Judith Chalmers calling you, mate.
Yeah.
She's a legend.
Yeah, she's a legend. Yeah. So thank you very much for
you're welcome.
asking.
Thank you for joining me. It's been brilliant. I love the conversation. Thank you very much. Oh, tell people how they can find you, and obviously I'll put the notes on the show notes and everything.
So Tonic magazine, biannual, twice a year. We have events in between, and we have a newsletter. The tonicmag.com website, and also Instagram, Facebook. And we do giveaways as well.
Oh, the giveaways. I won a giveaway once.
Did you?
Yes, a book.
The book.
For one of your writers.
Yeah.
So there are competitions where people win.
Yes, there are.
It's not only go to their friends. I entered legit.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. Oh, that's cool. So thank you. Oh, all right, cool. Thank you, Stay. Thank you for Melita. Amazing. Thank you for filming, and thank you for the mics and everything, because I was a bit nervous about how we're going to film today, but I think we've done it. So I hope everyone enjoys it.
Yeah. Now we're going to drink the rum in the brandy in the barrel.
Can we?
Yeah.
We've got shot glasses.
Yeah.
But thank you to Burnt Faith also for letting us use this space.
Yeah,
so we'll also put the link in the show notes for them. And if anyone's in Walthamstow, can come and visit them and drink some brandy. Thanks for listening to Creatives Like Us. If this conversation resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. That's how we build our communities and amplify our voices. You can find all the show notes and the links at lionscreative.co.uk podcast, and connect with me on LinkedIn and Instagram. I'd love to see you there. Also, make my day if you can leave a review or comment in your listening platform choice. And it's really easy in Spotify. Leave it in the comments. Until next time, keep creating and keep supporting creatives like us. See you next time. Bye.